Karen, thank you so much. That was, I thought it was going to be really something with a great response, but that was more than that. It was absolutely fantastic. And you talked for about, I don't know, quite a while, 10 minutes before you actually said to people, and I take my medication. So there were a number of people in the room that were looking at this very attractive, very fit woman, and then you rather brought the house down when you said you've had multiple sclerosis for 18 years.
I have indeed, yes.
That's a pretty effective presentation. How do you find audiences react to that?
Well, do you know, a lot of people, they don't think about me in MS, and they, you know, it's only when I, like you say it or relate to it, then they're like, really? So MS doesn't have to be that visible. It can be a bit invisible at times, which is good in some ways, but also not so good in others when you need a bit of help.
Lesser mortals can learn a lot from you. You've obviously got things that keep you going that most of us don't. Do you find some channels, some outlets to share that with other people who need perhaps who slip off the coal face a bit easier than you do?
I found since I set my website up and started campaigning for MS, a lot of people do get in touch with me through my website, sometimes through the consultants where I have my medical treatment, and also the Rotarians. I've had a lot of people saying, Karen, would you mind speaking to my friend? They may not be in the same place as you, but I think they could do with a little bit of support. And then that leads me to sort of contacting them and looking at what their local communities are doing and looking at providing information and advice for them. So it's great because the Rotarians may mention, as I would to them if it was about another subject, and we share that and we look at the best way and the best solution for helping that local community, which I think is fantastic because we're really making a difference and we're doing it because we want to.
So with this extraordinary busy life of yours, you also have a campaign to raise awareness of MS.
Absolutely.
And you've now published a guide.
Yes, I mean, it's a clear guide. Well, the really clear guide to MS is about getting the basic messages out there so people can understand, without which they do sometimes in the NHS over here, the National Health Service. They use words, the PCDC, what's it T, and you're like sat there acronising everything they're talking about. But this is without any big words or medical jargon, so everybody can understand it. And yes, I did a first version on my website, but this is the developed version, which is just about to be released with my medical team from Charing Cross Hospital, because I want, you know, their backing to share the information.
Well, you're clearly an extraordinary lady, an extraordinary person, and really an inspiration to anyone that has any kind of debilitating illness, not just MS.
Oh, thank you, Roger. You know, that's lovely to hear.
You're active in so many different areas. You're doing so much good in so many different fields, and in Rotary as well. How has Rotary helped you?
Well, Rotary, it was an interesting story. I knew about Rotary, but I joined the club about a year ago. So this is I'm coming into my second year. And it was an opportunity to come along, because I've been to other clubs and I thought, no, this doesn't feel right for me. It's not what I want to do right now. I was invited to come along to the London club and I was meeting all these amazing people in our club, and I thought, no, I'm joining, I'm in. And it has been an amazing journey. Over the first 12 months, I've met amazing people. They've shared so much helpful information, particularly with the MS Clear Guide stuff. But I've learnt so much, as well as contributed to so many important projects that we do.
Karen, a fairly obvious question, but has being a Rotarian helped in any way?
My work that I do for charity and being a Rotarian has helped me. And being a Rotarian has informed me and given me lots of extra knowledge and skills, I must say. So it's really good to be a Rotarian because it's like-minded people, that it's service above self, that want to make a difference to local communities and people's lives.
You go around the hospital, you make rounds yourself and speak to patients, is that correct?
I see patients at hospital. I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily say ward rounds, but if a doctor or a consultant wants me to chat to somebody that might be making decisions about their treatment, I will go and see them, yes, and spend time talking to them, because I know how scary that is when you've got to make decisions and you're not quite sure which way to go. So yes, I see patients, and also, you know, with my professional qualifications, it's good for me to do that because it keeps me up to date and I feel like I'm helping.
Because you are a registered nurse.
Well, I'm actually a specialist registered community practitioner, so I've done a few more qualifications since I qualified as a nurse. So yes, and that helps me keep up to date and makes me feel like I'm doing something to help.
It's an incredible story. It's incredible. Do you ever feel like throwing in the towel? Are there days when you feel like giving up and you really have to push to do all the things you do and contribute all the good that you contribute?
I'm a bit of a determined I'd like to say young, but younger person in the respect I won't give up. And sometimes it's tough. I can't say that it's not, when you're really tired and you've got lots to do and you just want to go to sleep and rest, because fatigue is a problem for me. But I never give up, and that's what it's all about for me. It's actually trying to make a difference and finishing the job that you're doing. So, you know, if I need a bit of help and I feel a bit sad, I ask. And I speak to the Rotarians as well, because they're always willing to help me, you know, if it's work that we're doing that's for local communities.
So, what's next for Miss Kaz Aston?
Well, I've got to get this clear guide sorted out, finalised, but I'm going to start some really hard exercise, Roger, in September with some Rotarians. We're going to start rowing after the Olympics, so we can race against the boys. But we want to support charities and different charities, and also these are Rotarians too, so we're going to make sure that we do it and we do it well, and also, you know, get support from other organisations and hopefully the royal family over here.
Well, thank you very much, Karen. You are an extraordinary Rotarian and an extraordinary person, and I think you can tell from the incredibly warm welcome you got here today, following your lunch and talk, and the amazing questions that were asked.
I know, that was so good, the questions.
How cherished the work you do is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.